All right, welcome to the JobTread Automations and Workflows Playbook. We are extremely excited at BetterBoss to present you guys this tutorial playlist on how to configure and optimize the new workflows feature directly inside of JobTread. Now, at BetterBoss, we think JobTread knocked it out of the park once again with the release of this workflows feature. But I know there's been some confusion and we're looking for clarity on how to actually set this up. So in this playlist, we'll go over the triggers and actions inside of your workflows to really understand the foundation of how it works. From there, we'll go into the internal workflows, meaning if something happens inside of JobTread, it automatically updates something else. And then we'll go into the more advanced external workflows, meaning if something happens inside of another software, a webhook and the data is sent to JobTread, and it's automatically updated inside of JobTread. And also if something happens inside of JobTread using a webhook, it will send that data to another software and automatically update that. It's super powerful. So to start, let's just go over the triggers and actions before we dive into these real life examples. So let's start with the triggers. So basically the trigger, when you're looking at automations and workflows, it's always if then. So if something happens, then this happens. All right. So we have a list of events. So it could be a document was updated, a job was created, etc. Right. And then the output is going to be the information that is going to be given to us to utilize throughout the workflow. Then an action will be, okay, if this happens, this trigger, then we want this action to happen. So for example, if a job is created, let's see here, create, boom. It could be import task template could be a good one, right? You could do all these different things. We can also look at things like the general here. So scheduled. So if you wanted to run on a schedule, this workflow, so every day at 9 a.m., etc., right? Or a webhook. All right. So if we had a webhook, we'll hit save. Let's get rid of this real quick. We'll hit save. Now you have a copy webhook URL. Now that URL, if you're utilizing another software that's external and it has a webhook, right, feature, you're going to want to put this webhook URL inside of that HTTP request or the API node, whatever it may be, because once that's triggered, it's going to send that data to this workflow. Pretty cool stuff. You can also do reminders, etc. All right. So I feel like that's a good overview of the general triggers, actions, if then setup. Continue watching the other videos and we'll actually dive into real life examples.